Okay, another day, another confused me, another lost me, another found me, all through one day. So let's get into it. Right now, I feel found, so I better make this video. So, okay, let's quickly get these rules up because this is actually simple and it's like it doesn't need to be complicated at all. There's just a few things, and I think I did make a video the other day talking about it's the detail, like the details is what matters. Dual liquidity, protected swing, AMD, all these things definitely needs to be 50%. Discount slash premium. To an extent. Just a deep enough pullback, I guess. Okay. Here's where I've been going wrong. Okay, actually, no, I don't know where I've been going wrong because it seems to just jumble in my head when things don't make sense. But okay, let me just, how am I telling this as simple as it can, right? Simple stuff, yeah. This broke structure, which means protected low, right? Cool. So when this starts coming down, we're looking at the market in terms of behavior. It has to be in terms of behavior. So we're thinking, okay, we know how the market moves, AMD. So I need to see price accumulate, manipulate into a gap and push away. If that doesn't happen, then you start asking new questions, right? For example, this isn't the strongest move going higher now because we're just messing around. We didn't come back. We didn't really accumulate here. We haven't manipulated into an area. We haven't really respected this area. We, we haven't, all these things. So with that idea in mind, you could turn this round and say that's the bias, that's the protected now, and that's the target instead. Instead of being like this is protected and coming down, this should be the target. That should be the target now, right? And how we're gonna judge that is, if you look at this now, this has pushed down, now it's accumulating. Now we can wait for this manipulation into here and then see how we react. This is all the model is. It's having an idea of a direction, right? And it doesn't have to be that it's 100% sure, right? For example, when this lower time frame one here, this I thought was a protected higher, and we broke this broke structure here. I'm just gonna replay this. So broke structure there. So yeah, broke structure here. Cool. So this is long. I didn't realize this is a 15-minute time frame. Anyway, broke structure there. We even inverted this down, so it's like, okay, that should be the target, right? So we're like, cool. Now, all we have to do is do the exact same that we've done here, down here. So we go, cool, where is protected if we're going lower? That high is protected. Yeah? So, start dropping. And then we start looking at areas that make sense. So, this gap here. Can we react inside of this gap? We've accumulated near it. Can we react inside of it and take some kind of short further down. Right. No, we're rejecting it. Rejecting it still. Okay. We do actually invert it. Well, okay. I didn't think that happened. Then would I take this short? I feel like I would take this short now. Okay, it did work. Sorry, that was really fucking confusing because I was expecting it to go higher then, but that actually just made sense. Look, again, it made sense because we had a protected swing, an area that made sense for us to come into, that we expected to come into it. That's an important part. We've got to predetermine these areas. An area that we expected to come into, then a manipulation into it, a distribution through it. Again, making sure that the details are important. The details are the important thing. For example, distribution here. Yeah, we distributed through it on this candle, but it wasn't that strong. And this is another part of this strategy, right? If that's not strong, and let's say that this distributes through it, but you're like, I really want to get in, but I'm not sure about it. Then all you have to do is just drop again and go, okay, I would like to be involved in this trade, but I'm going to wait for even more confirmation. So then you go, okay, I think that's protected then. And then you could look for an AMD setup inside of this, which actually doesn't happen because that wasn't the true manipulation. Anyway, right, so we've got that. So then again, we do the same again. This should be a protected high. So where can we expect a reaction from? We're getting so kind of tight knit now that it's kind of hard to really see. But like maybe that. Okay, push away from it. We invert it. Okay, we still got low. Fuck's sake. What's going on here? Could have sworn that this was turning around. But this just shows this still works. Look, it's just like seeing where we expect stuff to come from, and then just read it, and it's just like, okay, did that react how I expected it to react in that space? Is there a reason to go lower? Is there a reason? Have we respected where we expected to be respected? Have we come deep enough into that area and pushed away strong enough? Yes. All those things start adding up. Right, now, I can't remember the trade that I took now because I'm actually kind of confused. But I think the point was that if I'm thinking we're going shorter, right, but we just violate that low. So it's like, okay, interesting. I would think we're going shorter, but now we've actually violated and changed the structure of the market. Like we've changed the side that we're on. Like if we're continuing lower, we shouldn't be destroying things that helped us continue lower. So then it's like, okay, cool. Then you can start adding up the confluences. Look, inverted that, we disrespected that. So can we go higher off this? If we're going higher, where could we expect a bounce from? This gap. 5 minute gap. If we're going higher, what do we expect the market to do? Slow down, then fake, then pump. Look what's happening. Then we could take it higher. Now we're respecting this side of the curve, so it's like, okay, cool. Again, we could. It's hard when you go into these small time frames, but then it's like the same again. Like disrespected that. Looks like we could come and disrespect this. For what reason are we coming higher? It's asking all these questions. Why are we coming higher now? There's no reason to. There's no gap to fill. There's nothing we've missed. We kind of like, we're clean at the moment. Why are we coming higher? oh, we're coming high because maybe the market's done its job now. It's took this liquidity and now it's turning around and we're in a buy. We're on the buy side of the curve, and then we start getting higher and higher. Same again. Look, we're not dropping it. We're not going too deep into this. It's just keeping it on these like nice kind of time frames, the 2 minute, the 3 minute, 1 minute, 5 minute, and then going, cool, got a protected area here, that low, and we got a gap. Let's see how stuff reacts. Sometimes it's gonna run. Look, okay, it ran without us, but cool. Now that was an important high to get ran. Why have we ran that? Why have we invited this 15 minute? If that used to be a protected high, I think it's gonna get ran now because we're disrespecting it. And it's not about just jumping in this and taking it. Obviously, these do run, but it's then waiting for that alignment to be like, okay, if we're now going higher, where could I expect a pullback to happen into? Because at the moment, it's like the draw on liquidity doesn't need to be that difficult. It's like you're seeing what's being disrespected in real time, whether it's a fair value gap, whether it's a high or a low. If something looked like it had strength and then it gets blown through, what is that telling us? It doesn't have to be this like perfect thing where it's like, okay, now we've inverted all of this up, so this is the next high, but it's probably not that high. I think that's bullshit. I think if we're gonna run that high, we're probably gonna run this high, and then we can look on these higher time frames and go, okay, look, on a higher time frame we're actually accumulating, so maybe we're gonna run all of these highs and maybe we're gonna come and hit into this 1 hour gap. But yeah, coming back into this, we've got a 15 minute gap. If we're going higher, where would we want to pull back into? That 15 minute gap. There we go. Oh, we actually didn't make it yet. Okay, forget the 15 minute gap, we had a 5 minute gap. Where are we going to go into? If we're going higher, do we want to see the price pause and slow down? Yeah. If we're going higher, should we see the price distribute through this candle strongly? Yeah. And then this was actually the trade I took now, I remember. So this was just like a little extra trade on top of it, really. That was like, okay, I think we're bullish, I think this should be a protected low, and then we kind of made this pattern on the inside of it, and I just figured like this is a bit more of a risky move because we're kind of waiting for this 2 minute more than that. So I feel like these kind of moves are cool to get in on, but it's like take it with your own discretion, or take it with maybe a lower risk or something until it's time. So we'd wait for a better distribution through this. Obviously this candle gets that looks really good, but yeah, like I said, if that also, this is the thing, I'm sitting here sometimes thinking, oh, I need a strategy with a better risk to reward, because like if I'm getting in on shit like that and my target is the high, then it's useless. But this is the thing, with alignment, I haven't just got one target. For example, inside of the overall draw on liquidity is going to be that, or even that. So when you look at it like that, it's like it's not a bad risk to reward, but the lowest hanging fruit is a bad risk to reward. So it's like, okay, it's kind of the discretion of the trader to be like, okay, I'm gonna take it there, I'm gonna buy there and I'm gonna sell there. But again, look, same thing. We've got if I think we're bullish, which I do, we got protected low there, we got protected low there, we got protected low there. On the 1 minute, we've got a gap here. Okay, cool. We run through it a little bit, but then we have a gap there, run through that, look, bang, that's gonna go higher, then we run that again, that low gets protected. I mean, the lower, I feel like the lower on the time frames you get, the less strength these lows have to be able to be called protected. But in my opinion now, I don't actually know where price runs after this, but I don't see why we're not going to run this high. And you know, like getting in on this candle here for whatever it was, risk to reward 0.5%, I think it was, or something like that. You know, I could be putting my stop loss. It doesn't have to be down there. If I'm right about this, then I could have put my stop loss on that low there. So instantly the risk reward becomes better. And then it's like, okay, can this run all the way to those highs potentially? I don't know. It could be worth leaving a runner, maybe going to break even. Okay, but then same questions get asked. If we're going to run that high, where are we going to come back to? And why are we coming back to it? Okay, why are we now running these lows? These areas that should have been protected. Like I'm saying, the further down we go onto these time frames, the less kind of strength they have. But like, what would make me completely change my mind about this if we disrespected this low? So potentially, if we, the problem is we got nowhere really to bounce off. So it's like, it's a tough one really. Okay, so now I'll change my bias. I mean, the thing is, as well, again, like I was saying, it's, you can change your bias at this point where it's obvious, but once some of these lows start getting run, I think it's safe to say that you can start like at least considering a new bias from early on. But why not? And then, okay, cool. There's still no reason that we've come down this far. I think we can still potentially consider ourselves bullish, if just to see how we react in here. Okay, decent reaction. Oh, okay, no. So even here again, I feel like this is just early signs. It doesn't. I feel like it doesn't have to be waiting for this to invite now. It's like, okay, that keeps. If we was going higher, why haven't we pushed higher just now? And why have we now disrespected this low that we just put in? This swing low. Okay, maybe we're not going higher. Do you know what I mean? Maybe we're not. And if we're not, if we're going lower, where's the new place that should be respected? It should be that. So is there a reason that we could come up into that area and break away from it? Yeah, maybe. Let's see how this reacts here. Okay, no beautiful close. We're waiting for a close on that. I think it might just run without us if it is bearish. Let's see if we can get a 30-second close. Yeah, we can. My opinion, this has to be taken. Again, another shit risk to reward, but I feel like it's worth taking, and it goes. Then it's like, again, same thing. If we come in lower and if we're disrespecting that, maybe we should just run these lows too. Am I gonna hold on? I don't know. For the purpose of this back test, then yeah, why not? Maybe I'd be break even, maybe I wouldn't. I probably would be break even. I probably would have taken partials as well, but I think the idea is as simple as that though. It's just like seeing areas, predetermining areas that we want to see good reactions from, and then just waiting for those good reactions. Again, look, this protected, if we bullet bearish, this protected, that didn't fully invert, but could we go under the idea that it's protected for now? Maybe. If we, okay, look, we came up, tapped into this 1 minute gap, kind of respected it, then we tried to push down again, failing. Okay, why are we failing? In this situation now, I'd just be patient. I'd wait, because this doesn't really. This is one of them where it's just trapped. It's not really making a decision. But again, look, it runs it because we respect that, and then we come up, respect that. So we've got inversion there for this internal move, inversion there for the external move, and then we run low. It's really, it's that simple, man. It's really that simple. It doesn't have to be complicated. It's like, let's try another. And to be honest, I think it is tough because not every single day is going to give price action that is clean looking like that, and it is sometimes about if you're not confident in what you're being given at the time. Where on earth is that shaft to down there? I'm just going to skip that because I don't know what that is. Why does it keep opening with this weird fucking candles? Bro, what is going on with this stupid software, bro? How would the market possibly look like that? Oh, what? I went to 5 seconds. Yeah, nah, this is bugging, but okay, let's try another. Let's try the exact same thing. So, looking at areas. Oh man, this is really bugging. I don't understand what's going on with that, but fuck it. This is kind of hard to read with them candles, but we will try our best. Okay, so if this was bullish, let's say, if it was bullish, because we seem to be making higher highs. So low, 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 high, low. Sorry. If this is bullish, where should be respected versus disrespected? Don't like that we disrespected that, but okay. If we're bullish, we should be respecting that, and we do. We come all the way down, we come back up. I don't see why that shouldn't be taken now as a trade. Problem is, I don't know what the problem is, but I didn't trust it that much for some reason. And then, okay, cool. So this is actually tough price action to read. Alright, so I'm just gonna try and read the highs and lows right now. So it looks like we could be coming for this high, maybe this weird fucking place as well. My FX replay needs to sort this shit out. Alright, so let's say we've got no plan here. We've got no idea where we're going, right? So we've made a 5 minute gap. Interesting. If we're bullish, we shouldn't violate that low. That's the only real low that we've got to play with. If we're bullish, looks like we're gonna violate that low, so we're bearish for now. So if we violated them lows, we should come for that low. So that is the next draw on liquidity. It's probably gonna run without us. No? Okay. So if we're gonna run that low, where should we come to? This gap. I'd like to see us react nicely in there, maybe accumulate before hitting it and then hitting it. Okay, we only just topped that low. Okay, we fully take it now. Cool. So if we're fully bullish, which we seem to be because we inverted that down, now we've come up, made a new lower high. Sorry. Where should we run? We should run that. Where can we expect a pullback to? If we're bearish still, then we can expect a pullback into this 5 minute gap, which happens. Cool. So have we accumulated enough? Is there any candles? Is there any highs in this leg that should be respected? Not really. Is there any other gaps? Yeah. There's a 3 minute, there's a 2 minute. In my opinion, we haven't really manipulated yet. So there's nice. Tap into that 2 minute. And the 3 minute, which looks good. Only shit thing here is that we have this horrible gap. It's just gonna give us a nasty risk to avoid if we get in on it. And we do get offered it, so can I maybe take that? I don't even know if that's what I take it, to be honest. No, it looks like a break-even trade anyway, but remembering we're still aiming for them lows, and that's it. I think sometimes I wait for way too much confirmation. Like if I think we're gonna run these lows, I don't have to wait for this candle to get inverted. I just have to start reading the earlier signs and being like, okay, if we're going higher, why are we behaving like this? We shouldn't be behaving like this. If we're going lower, where are the places that we should be going lower from? And then finally, I feel like we should probably just hit that low there. Makes sense too, but we can do exactly the same again. Protected, so it's that one. If we're gonna come up, where are we gonna come up to? This 3 minute gap. Do we get an opportunity? Not yet. Oh, looks like we do get an opportunity. Look, made equal lows with that. Oh no, so we didn't actually touch it. Cool. So again, we got a 3 minute gap, a 5 minute gap, a nice accumulation. We manipulated into the gap. Now all I want to see is us distribute out without disrespecting too much stuff. Okay, straight away I can start changing my idea now, because we're just not behaving in the way that we would expect. We've inverted that gap, number one, inverted the 5 minute. We have disrespected this little 1 minute. I mean, not that much, doesn't hold that much value, but it's an idea still. It adds more reasoning. So if we're going higher, where do we need to come to bounce off of? I would say this 3 minute gap, which we tap into nicely. Can we get a nice push away from it? We can. Don't really have a clean gap. 30 seconds, so we've got one. Okay, it's gonna run without us, and there we go. Bias change. We should possibly still be running this. So then again, that's a new protected low. Where are we heading to off of this? That's a tough one, really. Let's hard to take them 15-second moves, I'm not gonna lie. It does work. I mean, it like takes its own low twice, but yeah, just back testing. And again, inside a gap. Tough one because we did invert all of this stuff down. However, it does look like we could run this. Don't love this again. These 15-second ones are just not, they don't hold that much strength. I feel like, okay, that'd be a break even trade. Should run that, yeah. Let's see, this is just nuts, man. Like, how do I forget this stuff? This is not that difficult. This is actually really easy. Or really straightforward, should I say. So what, we took this low. Why are we now respecting that low? I don't know. I don't really know why we've come up this far if we're going to be running that low. So maybe we're not going to run that low yet. We've already ran that high there, which should have been protected. So let's keep going. I wouldn't say any of these are protected except for this one here. Yeah, the one in the 3 minute I'd say is protected at the moment. So where could we expect a pullback to? Maybe the gaps that we're making right now. Cool. Nice little move into that gap. Push out, yeah. Not the strongest. I would not like to take that off the bat, but it does work. Can we take an entire move off it? Oh, it doesn't work actually. Fails. Interesting. Why are we failing? Okay. No, this doesn't look like it's gonna fail, but it doesn't look like it's gonna let us get in. Okay. We are failing though. Again, you can change the bias, man. Constantly flipping bias, aren't we? Why are we failing? I feel like this is a bit too soon to be flipping the bias though, to be honest. I feel like this could just be a pullback. It's not, it doesn't say strength to me going up. So, yeah, okay, there we go. Now we're gonna run it. I feel like you could have stop us there. And then bow, run it. I could have full TP there. Doubt we're gonna get it, but oh, look at that. Break even. Same shit though, look. Respected low. Come into the gap. Push away. Has that already done its job? No, that could ride higher. Yeah, it does. It's just trades upon trades, yeah. It's actually mad. And really it's just waiting for good market conditions as well. This, I don't think I'm gonna get days where every day where it's gonna be this many trades on offer, but in these are the perfect market conditions for me. It's kind of just like ranging a little bit. I wouldn't say it's like accumulating, but it's just kind of, it's ranging, it's just sweeping and moving and sweeping and moving. So we take the high. Now we're disrespecting that. And is there a reason we've come lower? Yes, there actually is, because there was a 3 minute gap there, 2 minute gap there. but that gap there is rejecting. Okay, this looks like it's going to run higher. However, now I've lost a bit of confidence in it because we have. Actually, no, I haven't. I haven't lost confidence in that because that wasn't a protected low in my opinion. 1 minute, it's a tiny, tiny invalid area in my opinion. So I reckon we could take that a little bit higher still. Yeah. Plus we also barely swept that. So this, I feel like this should just show how easy this strategy should be and how simplified this strategy should be. It is all down to the good market conditions, but like we're not sitting on these 30-minute time frame, 30-second time frames, 15-second time frames, trying to scalp every single pullback. It's more just waiting for the what, mate? What is that? What is that? What is going on? It's more just waiting for the clear, like the bigger market structure stuff that's happening. Let's do one more just to really cement this idea. Okay, I think looking at this we should be going lower, however we're now making high lows, so it's kind of 50-50 at the moment. Let's see what's been getting respected and disrespected. So if this high gets disrespected, then I think it's pretty safe to say that we're going higher. And if we were to disrespect that high, where would I want to see us come into? This 15-minute gap. Do we have a area to push through? Not really. Okay, cool. We actually respect that high. So maybe we're coming lower. Looks like we are coming lower. Cool. Quick change of the bias then. Remember, we're just marking out areas and then just seeing how we react in those places. Simple as that. Cool. Looks like we probably gonna run these lows. I don't think we're gonna get a chance to get in on them, but that's fine. So we're bearish now. Next drawn equity will be that low, and then the next, or the current protected swing area is that high. So we've got quite a big range on this. However, the target's quite far away, so I've got kind of hope and belief that we could run into it. We've got equal highs there, so I feel like we should possibly take those out. Nothing's really been disrespected here, so I think we should be going higher. For now, can we take that higher? So that for now is a protected low until we hit those internal highs. There's a reason that we should be coming for those highs. And then it's looking at this pattern. Is that a nice pattern? I wouldn't want to take that higher, I'm not gonna lie. There's no accumulation there. Even though I still think it'll go, it's just not a pattern for me. It's not a trade for me, so. But yeah, cool. So this is now the target. And then we're just waiting to see how we react in that space, which it looks good. Good reaction. Not a good reaction. Why are we pushing higher? Okay, run that high. No chance of getting in. So if we've ran that high and we've ran that high, then maybe we should just be running all these highs. Why are we now bullish? For what reason are we bullish? There's no reason. There's no gaps left to be filled. There's no imbalances. There's just no reason to be bullish except that we are bullish longer term. cool. Same thing again, folks. Same thing again. 3 minute gap there. Like, definitely want to see this accumulate a bit, which we do. And pushing up. This might be one of them days that we don't get anything. Okay, if we run that, then we should probably also just run that too. Why not? Any protected swings here? Maybe that. Yeah, maybe that. So we got a 2 minute gap there that we should come into, which we do. Now it's a 3 minute gap. We also have a 5 minute gap that I feel like we should probably tap into as well. If we do, still no disrespect on this. This isn't the overall protected area, but it's the kind of early indicator, I'd say. No gaps to go higher yet. So maybe we're gonna make a 15 minute gap and then tap into that. So now I'm pushing up. Again, like I said, we got no gaps to be taking this higher from. I like that we're respecting everything. Don't like that we've got nothing to use. So I'm gonna drop, try and get an internal move here. If we're bullish, where should we bounce off? Where should we respect? We should respect that. We should bounce off that, and we should manipulate into that gap. So pretty clear that we should run that as an area. I feel like really bearish reward, but we get it. Could have got in for a better price. Could have just run to the high. No. Okay. Protected, half protected. Okay, we disrespect that. So if we disrespect that, maybe we're gonna disrespect this too. Because we actually respected that as well. So it's just creating that new narrative again. Okay, we do disrespect that. So now a bigger time frame. This is just a big accumulation before tapping into this 15 minutes. So I'd still be bullish, because like I said, the real protected low is all the way down here. So it's actually good that we're seeing a pullback this far. And then I would like to see us come up into here. Maybe come into that 5 as well if you want. No? Alright. 50-50 here, to be honest. Because we've just got nothing protected either side of the coin, so I'll be waiting. That's a good sign that we're bullish, because we just put in what I thought was a manipulation leg, but wasn't. If we're bullish, where should we bounce off? We should bounce off there. Do we have a gap to ride it off? We do. Bit of lack of conviction, which is making me lose conviction in the trade. Yeah, I'm not taking that. Cool, now we've made some internal structure though, so that works well in our favour. Bullish overall. Remember, bullish overall because protected down there. There's our target. it's showing signs of coming up. So getting in early, making the decisions early. Let's see where we'd expect to come. I'd want to tap into that 2 minute, but we don't get it. Might still get it, no. Okay, pretty confident we're going to go on that high then now. Which we do. And we do it all the way. Cool. I'm back. Why do I forget this shit?